Hey guys, Brandon and Renee with Brent's Lawn Care.
Hey guys.
Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. We hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We had a good Thanksgiving, didn't we, hon?
We did. It's relaxing.
Ate a lot of food. Nice and fat and happy. But unfortunately, it's time to get back to work. So we're here at that property that we did the cleanup on the other day. We got a little leaf pile to suck up, nothing much. And I'm kind of excited because we're going to test out the Fraden today and see how that performs.
Yeah, we were supposed to come and do this Wednesday, but I talked with the customer. She wasn't having Thanksgiving at her house, so it wasn't pressing to get the pile out. And on Wednesday, it was like torrential rains. So we were like, you know what? We're going to make a mess trying to get this pile that we have in the backyard out to the front and stuff. So we talked to the customer. We told her we'd be back Friday, and she was totally fine with that. So here we are. So
the plan is we're going to tarp everything that's in the backyard and drag it from the backyard from on the tarp right to the front and drop it right in front of the leaf loader, and then suck it up. We didn't want to blow the leaves with the blower because it would just make a mess, so we decided tarping it would be easier. It's really not that bad, is it, hon? All right, well, we got the leaf loader all set up here. This is going to be a trial and error. We haven't used this before yet this season, so really don't know what it's going to do. But the first thing we're going to do is start it up, let it warm up, and see how it performs. So Renee said she wants to supervise.
I'm supervising today.
She doesn't want to be anywhere near the Fraden when we fire it up.
No, that's not what it's about. I'm just taking a day of rest. I gotta work at the salon tomorrow. I'm tired today.
Yeah, aren't we all? Alright.
So I'm gonna be behind the camera, supervising him with this thing.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up now and see what it does. super heavy and wet. Very happy with it so far. Got a little bit of blowout here, not a tremendous amount.
I already walked them through all the flaws of this of what we got to work on.
Oh yeah?
Well, to show you when you edit it, what needs to be addressed. Not on the machine, on the wood spot. To all of them. Some just blew my eye. This is why he'll tell me I have to wear my sunglasses, but anyways, someone had commented if we're going to be trying out the new Red Max leaf blowers, and I know Brandon's an Echo guy and I love the power that the Echo has, but for somebody like me it's just much too heavy, and the power behind it, it really starts to hurt my arm when we're on job sites. So that's why I always stick with the Red Max 8550s. So he wants to convert them all over to Echo, but he's got another thing coming, because I'm gonna be sticking with my Red Max because I can't be having a sore arm on a job site. So to answer the question of one of our followers asking if we're gonna be trying out the new Red Max blower, at some point, yes, we will be. That one will be mine. And Brandon, he loves his Echo 9010, so that's the one he'll be sticking with. Brandon likes to filter these out every year or two. So I think we'll maybe be selling off one, if not both of these. And maybe try out the new Red Max. And who knows, maybe we'll convert him back to being a Red Max guy, but I don't know. He loves the Echo 9010. I do too, but I just can't wear that all day. Let's get back to him and see what he's doing over here. this thing home, I said, why on earth would you even consider a Fraden? Now, call me crazy, but I am biased to leaf loaders being either a Little Wonder or a Skag. So, many of you that have been following our channel for a while know we have a Little Wonder 18 horsepower leaf loader. And before we tried this out, Brandon's like, I got this mounted to the trailer. I think we need to sell the Little Wonder 18 horsepower. It's no sense in it sitting in storage in the garage. Well, I didn't want to get rid of it yet. And we tried this out today, and we're going to make a decision of what we're going to do. But we'll talk about that. I'm glad that we still have this thing in storage in the garage, because we'll see what's going on.
It's not going anywhere. That's what's going on.
We'll see. I don't know. We got to keep trying this out, see what we like and what we don't like. How you doing? You tired or?
Yeah, those leaves were like concrete trying to move them because they were soaked. And plus it was grass clippings and pine needles mixed in.
Yeah.
And it was all drenched. That's why the machine had a hard time moving it.
Don't you think for 31 horsepower though, it should have a little more push behind it?
You would think so, but I need to verify that the RPMs are at full throttle too. You know, this was just a demo run. You know?
I'm wondering if this is why the guys up in our area always run either Little Wonder or Skag. You don't see many Fradens up here. But you never know.
For the amount of time that we're going to use it, I mean, I don't know. We're not going to use it much more this season because there's not a whole lot of properties that we take leaves with us now.
Right. All right. Well, we'll see what we get going on.
I think we'll address it next season.
Yeah. All right, we gotta go close up that gate. So as far as this property goes, guys, we got the heavy out. This is one of 2 cleanups. So we'll be back to do the finishing touches on this property in a week or so. Yeah, so what we're doing now here is Brandon has been taking this hose off at all of our job sites and then putting it back on. It's kind of a pain to do that, but with our last setup on our previous trailer, we had it hanging down the side of the trailer. Couple of things. The first thing is I don't think DOT was too happy about that, but the other thing is it was destroying our trailer, the wrap and everything. And although we haven't had this thing wrapped yet, it is coming in the future, so
bring them over here and show
I don't want to be destroying my hard-earned money.
What was going on is on the last leaf loader, I had the hose propped up against the side of the trailer, and what happened is over time,
friction and rubbing, it
wore a big hole in the corner. And I'm definitely not looking to do that. It's not that much of a nuisance to take the hose on and off. It's you know, it's a little cumbersome if you're going from job to job to job to job with it, but for the amount that we're using this thing, it's not bad. I mean, ideally it would be nice to have it where it's just fixed, but the other problem I had was that it was hanging off the side of the trailer. I was hitting you know, tree branches, you know, trying to keep it in between the lanes of the road was tough because this thing was hanging out quite a bit, and it just wasn't worth it.
It's like,
not in my opinion. It's
snowing leaves out here.
Yeah, I'm pretty covered.
Ugh.
Pretty covered myself, so I didn't have to put a clamp on that. I thought for sure that snorkel there was gonna blow off. It didn't, which is very cool. So the only thing I really have to do is just, you know, unscrew this clamp and then just pull the hose off, and then just lift this arm up here, and stick it in the trailer. Alright, so we're on our way to empty the truck out. I've made the mistake before of leaving leaves in there overnight.
Oh yeah.
They get frozen. We don't want that to happen, so.
Well, he's gonna be there a while.
Yeah, that guy's out there. We just passed a guy out there with an electric leaf blower.
A handheld one.
Yeah, he's gonna be there a while.
Yeah, he's gonna be there a while with his extension cord.
So when I put the net in, I actually screwed it to the bottom. I wasn't thinking, because now when I go to dump this, I wonder if it's gonna get stuck. So I might have to take this screw out, one there and one there, to get it to dump, but we'll see what happens. Never know, maybe not.
Oh, it took care of it on its own.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. What do you think?
Yes, definitely. We didn't have any intentions of working today, but we wanted to get those piles out of our customer's yard since we didn't show up on Wednesday because of the rain.
Yeah, we don't like to leave piles behind or anything like that.
It was like torrential rain too. We will work if it's like a little bit of rain, but it was literally pouring buckets. So we knew we were gonna make a mess.
Yeah. But my thoughts on the Fraden are, I definitely struggled with the heavy, dense material. I do need to check the RPMs. Seems like everything has RPM issues nowadays, huh? The Walker C.
I don't know. Well,
possibly the Buffalo blower.
Well,
possibly the leaf loader.
Well, the Walker C wasn't an RPM issue, though.
I think it was. I think it was a blade tip speed issue, which is RPM.
Well, the RPMs were where they were supposed to be, though.
On the engine.
Okay.
So there's many different variables that can cause blade tip speed issues.
I told you what my thoughts were on that. I think that whoever assembled the mower has one of those gearboxes on upside down. Truly believe it. And the reason the reason I'm gonna say it, as you guys are bouncing all over the road, because welcome to the roads of Massachusetts, so I can see the camera bouncing. I think that maybe someone put one of those gearboxes on upside down, because I'm getting suction out of one side and it feels like the deck is like blowing down on the other side, and it also doesn't, that Walker C also didn't have the humming noise like when you engage the PTO that most of them have, like the woo. It sounded more like a helicopter blade, like instead of like a sucking up sound. So I don't know, just my thoughts.
There's going to be more to come on the C. What we ended up doing was, instead of me playing with the machine and trying to figure out what was wrong with it, I took it back to my dealer, and I think my dealer is honestly going to send it right back to Walker and get another one for us to demo on the channel. You know, this was the first Walker C that our local dealer has gotten in, so you know, we were a little bummed that it wasn't performing very well, but overall I did like a lot of things on the machine. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag on my thoughts completely on it yet, because I want to give you an actual video on that mower, but there'll be more to come on that Walker C. But back to the Fraden, it didn't sound like it was spooling up to full RPM. I'm not sure if you were able to see this in the video, but maybe it was. I'm not sure. It sounds a lot different than my little 18 horsepower, because obviously, you know, it's a much bigger engine. You know, the impeller's bigger, the housing's bigger, so obviously it's going to sound different. But the only way for me to tell if it's going up to full RPM would be to put my RPM gauge on it, my tachometer.
Yeah, you better get the lingo right. It's called a tachometer.
Yeah, well, whatever. Believe me, I know what it's called.
Brandon, nowadays we need to be politically correct.
Yeah. Anyways, so, you know, I will check that and verify that. And if the RPMs are where they're supposed to be, well, that's all the sack that it had. And that's a little unfortunate. You know, dry leaves, no problem. But the wet leaves and the grass and the pine needles, it kind of struggled a little bit with that.
Okay, curiosity of a question. How do you know dry leaves, no problem? We haven't used it on dry leaves.
Well, the leaves that we put on, the leaves that we put in it, that were piled up, that were left behind the gate that we brought to the front, those were a lot drier than the other ones.
Okay, but you do realize that the piles that you're talking about that were so wet were already dense material. They were big piles that came out of the walker, so they were very compacted. The leaves out back were still wet, but they were a full fluffy leaf. Not fluffy, but you know what I mean. What you struggled with was piles that came out of the walker mower.
Yes, which was grass, pine needles.
And the crazy thing is those were already chopped up into pieces.
Right, but it gets dense when it's wet. It becomes like a sludge. It was very difficult to move, even with the rake.
Yeah.
It was very heavy. But anyways, you know, we're not going to use the leaf loader a lot this year, because a lot of our properties that we've taken on now are, you know, just blow them in the wood line and make them disappear, you know. We only have a few properties left that require us to take material with us, and it's not a lot. So I don't know what the future holds for the Fraden. You know, I'm not dead set on keeping it. I don't really care about it, to be honest with you, because I still have an 18 horse little Wonder. Thank
goodness I talked you into keeping that.
But we'll see what happens with the Fraden. You know, I wasn't blown away by it, but it did okay. But obviously we need to check into it to make sure that it's performing like it should. So I can't really give you a yay and nay on that either until we figure out what's going on with that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, many things are trial and error.
Yep. That's all it is in life, trial and error. You learn as you go. I got a few things to fix on the leaf box. Not a whole lot. A few things to fix on it. For the most part, the leaf box has been great. This is our second season with it? Third season
with this design. We had many designs that we had that we used to finally make our way towards this design. Brandon wanted to try different things that weren't as heavy, but we always circle back around to this wood design. Nothing holds up as well as this. So
yeah, we made kind of like modular sides, like modular panels that just use a few carriage bolts on the side of the dump insert, and you know, you're putting it together. And what did it take us? A little over an hour, all said and done.
Yeah, and it would take even less than that, but it's just a matter of lifting the heavy.
Yeah, the only downfall about it is that the sides on the.
But that's because we keep them like in big sections, and then like you're like lifting up like the big sections that are already assembled. So I mean, it's not terrible.
No. And
then same thing when we take it apart in the winter. We just, you know, take it apart, store it in our shed, and then we're good to go for plowing season. Because one year Brandon thought we were going to leave this box on the back for plowing season, and I'm like, oh God, no, we can't say. So we take it off.
Well, I wanted to leave it on because I didn't want to take it off.
I said, now when you think about leaving that on, have you thought about how heavy branches get with snow on top of them, and they hang a lot lower, and you smack one, and yeah, we can have problems. We want as minimal problems as possible.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Smooth sailing.
Yes. Not everything can go according to plan, but
no.
Sometimes if you spend a little time to think things through, then you go, oh boy, that might not be a good idea. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch our videos. We hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving.
Yes, I hope everybody ate well like we did.
Oh, I was so full. I had such a stomach ache last night. I felt like my stomach was like, I don't know. I can't even explain it. My stomach was descending out of my body or something. It was really, I was like, this is not good. I ate too much.
Did you know at 11 o'clock last night, it took everything in me to not go downstairs and have another plate?
That wouldn't surprise me, because you do stuff like this on a nightly basis. Like,
but I told myself,
so get this. So Brandon will like say like, I'm going on a diet, and then I'll be like upstairs sleeping, and I hear everything even when I'm sleeping. You know, once you have kids, guys, you hear everything when you're sleeping. And I hear this like little rattling of a spoon, and I'm like, are you eating ice cream down there? No, not at all. Sure enough, I get up the next morning, You can always figure out where he's been because the way he opens boxes or cans or anything, it's like mangled. So no, he wasn't eating ice cream, but the funny thing is the next morning, the whole lid was kind of like caved in and no longer like circular. So I was like, yeah, you were into the ice cream last night.
Yeah. Man's gonna do what a man's gonna do.
Yep. Oh, I'm sitting here looking at our own yard saying, boy, oh boy, does this property need a cleanup. So maybe we'll get to that next week.
Yeah, our yard's always the last one to get done.
Yep.
You know, I'm just waiting for the rest of the leaves to fall because there's still a ton of leaves to fall. You know, there's no point of mowing it and getting it all clean just to go over it again. I kind of just want to do it in one shot and be done with it. But oh well, that'll be another video.
Yep.
Well, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. Thank you guys for the comments and the love and support you've been giving the channel. We've noticed that, you know, we're starting to get a good amount of subscribers each month, which is awesome. And, you know, it feels good to us because there's a lot of time and effort that goes into making content. It's not something that's very easy to do. And then, you know, you spend a lot of time behind a computer and stuff like that, editing. So thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've given us. And, we'll see you on the next video, and keep the comments coming because we read every single one of them.
You done listening to yourself talk?
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, guys.